What's up, YouTube? I'm the Kakara 131. This is my review of the Battle Steel Level 4 body armor plate. So before I destroy this armor plate, I just kind of wanted to show you it, give you a quick rundown on some of the more basic specs and what the product page says about it. So for starters, this is going to be an issue for some people, a lot of people, whatever. This is not actually NIJ certified. This is just tested to NIJ standards. So if I can get my notes to stop blowing around. According to Botach, which is the website that I bought this from, Botach, I'm pretty sure Battle Steel is a subsidiary of Botach, but according to them, this is tested to NIJ Level 4 standards, the NIJ standard 0101.06 by HP White Chesapeake. And I'll roll in a couple little pictures about what HP White is. Basically, they're a testing laboratory that does a lot of armor plating, a lot of ballistics testing, and a lot of... They're a well-respected name. If what Botach says is true, and this is actually tested by HP White, then that's probably pretty... That's a big point in its favor, even if it's not actually NIJ certified. So the product page, I don't know why. It says it's single curve. It definitely is not single curve. I'll try to roll in some pictures of what like a single curve plate would look like, but this is multi-curve, so it's curved this way and it's curved this way. And that just means that whenever you press it up against a body, against your chest, if you were wearing this in a plate carrier, it would fit a lot more comfortably. So it says it's single curve. I'm not sure why it says that, because it's definitely multi-curve, but it is multi-curve, so it's pretty comfortable whenever you have to wear it in a plate carrier against your body. This is a 10 by 12 plate. It does not measure exactly 10 by 12. According to the description, it is actually 9.5 side to side by 11.5 tall. And I measured that. It does check out it does check out, because on the very edge here, there's this padding right here to help protect it if it gets dropped. And whenever I measured roughly from the inside edge of the padding to the other, it came out to pretty much 9.5 by 11.5. Now, I don't know if that's common for armor plates to not be strictly exactly 10 by 12, 11 by 14, whatever, but at the very least, they said that, I mean, in the description at least, they did say exactly what the actual size is. I'll go away, B. Another one of the big bonuses for this plate here is it only weighs 5.5 pounds. So I'll roll in some specs and the pictures and stuff of some other armor plates, other level 4 armor plates. I'll go over some of the specs here in a minute just for a quick comparison. But 5.5 pounds it's pretty light for level 4 armor. It's 0.8 inches thick, which is also on the thinner end of what level 4 armor normally is. They say they use a special pressing technique, which is how they got level 4 armor so light. It is crack resistant, lightweight structure, capable of stopping multiple rounds. We will be testing that, I suppose. It is assembled in the US from imported materials, which, you know, it's not quite as good as made in the USA entirely, but realistically, there's not a whole lot of things that are made 100% in the US. At least this is assembled in the US. It is this covering on it helps protect it from liquids or water and kind of like the elements, stuff like that. The warranty on it is for 5 years after you buy it. So now, just some notes that I got down from some other level 4 armor plates that you can get, other level 4 ceramic body armor plates. The AR500 level 4 10 by 12. It is a single curve. It is a little bit thinner. It says it's only 0.75 inches thick. It weighs 7.6 pounds, and one of those armor plates costs 220 bucks. Now, compare that to the Hesco 4400 is 9.5 by 12.5. So it's just a little bit bigger, but basically 10 by 12. It weighs 7.9 pounds. So again, it weighs quite a bit more than this. It is 0.9 inches thick, negligible I'd say, just 0.1 inch thick more. Also ceramic, and the medium, again the 9.5 by 12.5, is also $220. If you want to get the large, then it's $10 more. I don't know the exact size of the large, but it's closer to an 11 by 14 size plate. The last body armor plate that I looked at, just sort of comparing specs to this battle steel, is the Spartan Armor Systems Level 4. It weighs 8.3 pounds. It is a single curve, which I forgot to mention. The Hesco is also a multi-curve, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable. The Spartan Armor Systems is only single curve. It is 1 inch thick, so it's going to be a little bit thicker. Also ceramic, polyethylene, and it's $400 per set. So, I mean, the Spartan Armor technically is a little bit cheaper for a set than the AR500 or the Hesco, but all of them are more expensive than this. I don't believe I've mentioned so far, but the big reason I wanted to get this and test it out and put some into plate carrier I'm putting together is because this battle steel level 4 plate, 5.5 pounds, 0.8 inches thick, multi-curve is $100. I bought it for $100 from Botach, and that might seem too good to be true, but I've seen a couple other tests of these and they have all done well so far. But I figured, hey, you know what? YOLO, it's only $100. Let's pick up an extra one and let's test it out ourselves. So real quick overview of how I'm going to be actually testing this battle steel plate. I have the background I'm using is just my clear ballistics gel. I didn't really have a whole lot of ideas for what else I could use for this. The way I figure it, this way, whenever it gets hit, it'll have some give to it, but it won't have something like if I put it right up against a wall or something, it would have no give at all. This, I guess, would kind of help simulate the, if it was being worn against a body, like your chest would have a little bit of give to it. Hopefully this will simulate that a little bit. Either way, it's just something to hold it up so I can shoot it. And whenever I was trying to decide how I wanted to go about doing this, there's really two ways I came up with for how you can test body armor. The two ways are, you can test immediately the first shot of what the maximum thing is rated for, or what you're hoping for it to stop. Or the other way you can do it is, it's kind of better for videos, but you can start from the bottom and just kind of work your way up and see what all it can take. Well, I opted to do the first option, and that means the first thing I'm going to be shooting it with is this PMC X-Tac 62 grain M855. 5.56 green tip. It's not technically armor piercing, but it just happens to be really good at piercing armor. M855 has a steel core in it, so it does a really good job at penetrating steel or just any kind of body armor. So that is what I'm going to be shooting it with first, the PMC M855. I would shoot it with this is level 4 armor, so it's rated for up to a armor piercing 30-06. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that. I don't have a 30-06 to shoot it with anyway. But also, frankly, I'm not worried about getting shot by a pissed off deer hunter who happens to have armor piercing 30-06. The plate carrier that I'm setting, that I have these plates in, what I'm actually worried about is more like active shooter situations or something like that, where, you know, it's more likely you're going to be running into a AR or an AK, realistically. And M855, that green tip, it's not exactly uncommon. You can go into a lot of sporting goods stores and find M855 ammo just laying around in stock. Maybe not in stock right now, but my point is it's not hard to find. And of all of the commonly available calibers out there, this is what's going to be hardest for this armor to stop. So I'm going to hit it with this first, see if it'll actually stop it. I have little doubt that it will. If Battle Steel is correct, they've tested this to standards far beyond M855 and it's passed. But I guess we'll find out. I'll be about 7 yards away. I'll start with this M855. Then after that, once it proves that it can defeat this, we will have a bit more fun with it. First up, I got the M855 PMC 62 grain green tip out of a 16-inch barrel. See what happened. All right, so clearly, as you saw from the slow-mo, no pass-through. Whole lot of, I suppose these are the ceramic chips. They tore up, but very clear stop. Just got more and more ceramic falling out. Not too much of a back face deformation. You would definitely feel that on your chest, but I don't know what the exact measurements are. I'm pretty positive this would not be lethal at all as far as back face deformation and cracking your ribs or going too far and it's still killing you. I'm pretty positive that would be very survivable. Now that this battle steel plate has frankly passed the only test I really expected it to, the biggest threat that I'm expecting to face whilst wearing it, if I was to ever have to actually use it. Now that it's past that, I'm going to hit it with the M193. Next up, I got some PMC M193 55 grain 556 full metal jacket. Once again, no pass through. See the M855, much bigger hole, and the M193 down below. Kind of hard to distinguish between the bumps for the back face deformation, but it almost looks like the M193 down below has a bigger bulge in the back, but that could very well just be because this whole area was kind of weakened by the M855, but it held up. Past the M855 and the M193, so now let's have some more fun with it. All right, I got a 9mm this time. This is Federal Syntec 124 grain Mechanic TP9SF. See how it does. That was the 9mm 124 grain Syntec. And the hole, whole lot bigger. Hope you can, the angle's right here, but this is the 124 grain, whole lot bigger hole. And I'm not sure what exactly that is. Hopefully you guys can see, like right in there, there's that backing material in there. There's a bit better. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe Kevlar? It's too hard to be a fabric material, I think, but something in there. None of these have penetrated past that. Even the M855, the steel core, hopefully you can see in there. It punched through this first layer of ceramic, but it stopped on this. Interesting. All right, this time I got something a little different. 180 grain 40 Smith & Wesson out of the beautiful High Point here. All right, we passed the 40 Smith & Wesson 2. I'll be damned. Okay, so I guess you guys would have seen better in the slow-mo. I'm pretty sure I hit it because it fell over. And I'm pretty sure I hit it right here. And it still didn't penetrate, and that's impressive. To say that this entire area should have been compromised by the M193 that I hit it with. And I'm pretty sure this little extra bulge over here is from the 40 Smith & Wesson, and it still didn't penetrate. Back face is getting bigger. Kind of fits in the palm of my hand pretty well, the whole bulge here. But yeah, you'd probably have some cracked ribs at this point if you just stood in one place and let them hit you repeatedly. But I mean, assuming that this bulge here wouldn't have caused enough trauma to kill you, which I'm not an expert, but I don't think it would have. It doesn't seem like it's really all that bulged. I mean, that is better than all of these going through your chest. All right, I got a 410 this time. I got some Winchester Super X 1/5 ounce slug, I believe is what this one is. One more 410 I got here. 3-inch, 5 pellet, triple aught buck. Triple aught buck. All right, so the 410 slug hit right up here somewhere. Blew the side out, but did not penetrate. Little bulge there. The 410 triple aught buck, 5 pellet, hit right here. Once again, I'm really good at hitting in the same place I've already hit. The M193 and the 40, and then right here. Bulge is getting bigger, but still don't have any penetration. Got some 7.62 action now. I don't remember exactly what this is. I believe this is 123 grain, but I don't remember who makes it. I got it a while ago, so we'll see how the armor plate likes it. Oof. Woof. Yeah. Huh. The, no penetration. Come over here so you can get a better look. Yeah, no penetration. But I'm pretty sure this one definitely would have killed you. So the 7.62 by 39 punched in there, did not penetrate, but we're tearing the sides out. Big ass bulge from back face deformation. But, you know, M855, M193, 9mm 124 grain, 40 Smith & Wesson 180 grain. The fuck was that? 410 slug, 410 triple aught buck, and 123 grain. I think it's 123 grain. 7.62 by 39. No penetration at all. Did it still stop? Holy shit. Well, I gotta say I'm impressed with this thing. Despite everything I hit it with, nothing penetrated. I could have kept going and punched through it with something, but I kind of wanted to keep it mostly intact so I could hang it up on a wall or something just for a nice little conversation starter. But recapping, going over everything again, M855, M193, little divot there, 40 Smith & Wesson, 9mm Syntec, 410 slug, 410 triple aught buck, 5 pellet hit down here, 7.62 by 39 down here. I hit it one more time with the M855 right up top here. I was kind of wanting to see how well it would do in this area where it's been kind of compromised and this close to the edge. I thought about doing another one trying to get it right on the edge, but my phone's overheating, so I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm taking that as close enough to the edge. Why I tested that, I guess, if you don't know. Some armors will have issues with, if you hit them on the close to the edge, with it not being structurally sound enough, I guess is the word for it. And it will still like push through the side, or it'll just crack, like flake the side off, something like that. So I tried to hit it close to the side, the edge, where it was already weakened from these, with an M855, a penetrator, light penetrator, and no penetration. Didn't go through, still tore the side out, but despite everything I've hit it with, nothing penetrated this. So I gotta say, I'm impressed with it. I figured after hitting it with 1 or 2 rounds, the entire thing would be cracked and fractured enough that something would have went through, but no. I gotta say, I gotta admit, it did better than I thought. Considering it's only $100, I've heard people online badmouth Botach and Battle Steel, mostly, you know, elitists, and I'm not gonna get too much into that, but it's kind of a thing for me. It pisses me off when elitists are like, oh, it's not NIJ certified. You might as well not even spend your money on it. I'm not going to get into it. But clearly, it doesn't have to be NIJ certified to stop a whole bunch of rounds hitting it. So, supposedly this has been tested by HP White. It's been tested by the Calcara 131, Mr. Guns and Gear, several other smaller YouTubers that have bought these and done tests on them, and from what I've seen, it passed most of them. Like I said, I could have kept going until I just destroyed the thing, but I didn't want to throw it away. I kind of want to keep it. So I stopped right there. But is this worth it? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, this is the sample size of 1. I did buy 3, but I'm not going to shoot all 3. So this is only a sample size of 1, but it more than held up to what I expected it to. Now, would it have held up to a full power black tip 30-06, armor penetrating 30-06? I don't know. I don't have any. From what I understand and from what I've seen, not only are they pretty hard to get, black tip actual armor piercing 30-06, they're hard to get, but also, as I said, I think I said in the intro of this video, if not that, in the specs portion, there's not very many active shooters or anything like that that happens with armor piercing 30-06. It just doesn't happen. You know, the type of events where I maybe conceivably could do something with the plate carrier that these are going in are more likely than not going to be handguns or AR or AKs. And it stopped multiple AR rounds. It stopped an AK round. A lot more backface deformation with that one, but it stopped it. So it did everything I expected it to. Again, is it worth it? I would say so. For $100 to get armor that is 0.8 inches thick, it's kind of average, maybe on the thinner edge of what level 4 armor is, only 5.5 pounds, and it stopped all of that. Oh, no, backface deformation would definitely have killed you, but it stopped all of it. So Is it worth $100? I would say so, especially for civilians where, put aside your John Wick fantasy for a minute, the chances of a civilian, this depends I guess a bit on where you live, but the chances of a normal civilian needing a gun in a self-defense encounter, being relatively close to a plate carrier, and having the forethought and the criminal or the bad guy giving you the time to put this on and then respond to him, come on. Get a fucking lottery ticket if that happens, because while it's possible, yeah, obviously, I mean, I think everyone watching this is sort of in that niche of accepting the real world and knowing it's possible. The chances of it are really fucking low. So for a civilian who, frankly, is more likely than not never, ever gonna need to use it, is this worth it? Yeah. Even so, even if you did need to use it, it'll clearly save your life, assuming you don't just kind of stand there and let them put rounds on you. In that case, you'll probably be dead. But it'll stop bullets from going in you while you respond to the threat. And that's exactly what armor is meant to do. So, the Battle Steel Level 4 ceramic armor plate, it definitely passed in my testing. Got a thumbs up from me. If you liked the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think of this. Again, I've seen some people online badmouth Botach and Battle Steel for various reasons. Whatever their reasons, in my limited experience with them, it did everything I could hope it would. So, if you have bad experience with them, I mean, let me know. Tell me if you think otherwise, that this isn't worth it. But the Battle Steel Level 4 plate definitely gets a pass from me. If you like the video, if you like the content that I've been putting out, consider subscribing. Tell me in the comments down below some other stuff you want to see me do. I have ballistics gel, assuming I could find ammo in stock and not for triple the price that it should be. I would probably be doing some more ballistics gel testing, but Corona apocalypse. So, yeah. Definitely, if you're looking for some pretty decent armor that's not going to break the bank, check this stuff out. I'm the Kakar 131, signing out.